So for those of you that are with us this evening already, thank you very much for being here. We're going to be discussing this is our virtual open house for the medicinal chemistry master's degree. Taught here at NSU, Nova Southeast University, with the Halmos College of Arts and Sciences. My name is Brett McAllister. I'm the Director for Graduate Admissions for the Halmos College of Arts and Sciences. With me this evening as well is Mr. Theodore Uwe, who's one of my assistant directors on our staff here and does a great job also traveling on the road. So I'm sure some of you have seen him out there at varying grad fairs throughout the country as well. So again, for those of you that are witnessing now and watching this with us, and as well as on our YouTube channel, and viewing it through other social media platforms and everything as well, thank you very much for being here this evening. And with that, let's go ahead and get started. So now this unfortunate evening is the dean of the university, but she always likes to make sure she is involved with as much of the process as she can. She's very active at the university and always incredibly busy. So first I'd like to read the introduction from Dr. Baumgartner's introduction. So she wants to know, welcome to NSU's Halmos College of Arts and Sciences and the Guy Harvey Oceanographic Research Center. The college is NSU's intellectual and cultural foundation, firmly anchoring the university in the liberal arts and sciences necessary for the 21st century. Workforce on into graduate school. We engage you in cutting-edge selection of majors and minors built on innovative models and relevant technologies. And in particular, which is obviously great, is our brand new one that we're discussing this evening, is our medicinal chemistry master's degree, which is a budding program and brand new throughout the university. We're excited to be able to talk about it more with you guys tonight. So we do also have a couple other variety of degrees at the university. Again, we are an arts and sciences college. So we have everything from the Master of Arts in Composition, Rhetoric, and Digital Media, to Master of Sciences in National Security and International Relations, Biological Sciences, Marine Sciences, Conflict Analysis, Resolution Studies, as well as a Master of Professional Sciences in Environmental Science. We do have 2 PhD programs in conflict analysis being one of them, and the other in marine biology and oceanography, as well as a variety of graduate certificates here at the university. But again, tonight we are talking about medicinal chemistry, and we're very excited to talk about it. So the department chair, who will hopefully be joining us, I believe there was a little bit of a technology issue at the moment, but he should be hopefully joining us at some point this evening, but I'll introduce him anyway, and then I will let my assistant director, Teddy, take off from the application process. So the department chair is Dr. Reza. He completed his PhD in chemistry at Australian National University in 1997 and continues to educate as the postdoctoral research associate in biochemistry department at the University of Minnesota and later at the Department of Human Biological Chemistry at the University of North Texas, of Texas Medical Branch. 2001, he joined the Research School for Biological Sciences at the Australian National University as a research fellow. He then worked at medical school at the University of Michigan as a research lab specialist, working on the catalytic cycle of the drug metabolizing P450 enzyme before joining NSU in the fall of 2017. He is currently working on measuring the antioxidant levels as a stress indicator in human blood samples and cancer cells. Well, while he's still trying to get logged in, Teddy, why don't you launch into the admissions process side a little bit, and we'll come back to Dr. Reza when he's able to get it going.
Sure. So while he's still getting himself situated, we can talk about general application timelines as well. We're looking at for the actual application here. So currently with this program, we're only going to be taking students for the fall. What that means is that while we do have that application available throughout the year, for the next coming fall deadline, that's going to be July 19th, which is going to be a Friday. That's going to put us a couple weeks out from when the semester will begin later on in August. So we would ideally like to get that in as early as possible. That application is going to be rather straightforward. So we're going to have an NSU general application. This is going to be anything from your biographic and demographic information, which we're going to get to look at in just a little bit here in more detail, along with a $50 application fee. Everyone that's attended this this event here tonight will get an application fee waiver code later on that we'll send out to you. We do need official transcripts from every single previous higher education institution. So we don't need any of your high school transcripts, just undergrad, or if you have any other prior graduate level coursework. And if you've only taken one class from an institution, we still need a separate transcript. So they have to come from them directly. And we'll talk about that a little bit more detail. You're also going to submit 2 letters of recommendation. These should ideally be coming from academic sources like past professors, department chairs, maybe an academic advisor, something along those lines. Then you're going to be able to do a personal statement. This is going to be your own touch on the application, going to give us a little more reasoning into your interest into the program, why you want to do it, any professional goals that you're looking to get out of this, and any other information that you think is going to be relevant for your application here. And then we're going to have a minimum GPA requirement of a 2.85 GPA. Ideally, we do like to see a candidate at 3.0, but if you're interested in applying, that's going to be our baseline there. Now, oh, come on. Frozen. There we go. So I'd like to walk through what the application actually is going to look like here. I know it's a little confusing if you're just logging in and having created an account. So we're going to walk through what this actually looks like when you go to create a new application. What you're going to see on this screen right here is the actual account overview. Upon creating an account, you're going to then have what you see as a fraction of my applications, your general profile information, and some of your different programs of interest that you may have indicated prior as you registered with the account. Any of those prior applications or interests can then populate for a new application. So if you dictated that you had interest, of course, in medicinal chemistry, that would populate down in the area with my application to be able to begin. Upon doing so, you'll then start into the first few sections. But if you do have ever any issues at all trying to get access to your account, or maybe you're having issues trying to start an application, one, you can always contact us in the admissions office, but we do also have technical support. There is a phone number and an email, so that's going to be 1-800-541-6682, as well as an email at help@nova.edu. So the first part is rather self-explanatory. This is going to be that biographic information. So, just full legal name, your age, usually street address, and a couple of other things. One thing to note as you go through this and you're creating your account, you should ideally use a private email, not a school affiliated email. And part of that is more so because if you're going to be graduating from your prior institution, or in some cases you lose access just in general to your institutional email after not being a student for a certain amount of time, we send very important information about your application and updates regarding anything along that process. So you need to have access to that readily. You may lose that access and thereby lose those emails that may be then necessary for later on. So just want to double check all of that. And then, of course, if you have any questions or issues, say where you go to submit the application and you do find a clerical error in something that you typed out, we can go ahead and fix that for you. Now, the next is going to be your program information. So you shouldn't have too many problems with this. When we're coming in, you're looking at our master's level programs, and it should only give you the selections for that specific program of interest once you've started it. As you'll see as an example here on screen, this is what it's going to look like. It's going to ask for your level of degree plan, as well as then the specific program of study followed by your term of entry. Now, we have it set within the actual system that you're only going to be able to select fall anyways, but if for any reason you do see other terms populate, please keep in mind that is a fall start term only. One also thing that you may want to keep in mind as you're looking to apply, or say you do get admitted later on, we are able to defer admittance as well as your general application. So if you were applying for this next coming fall 2024 and figured out later on that that wasn't going to be a good time to start, we are able then to defer you to the next fall 2025 semester. However, after that 1 year period, you would have to reapply as that original application would no longer be valid. Now, the prior college information is something that we may need to talk about more specifically as it relates to your institutions. But on a general, if it's going to be a U.S. institution, first and foremost, we cannot accept transcripts directly from you, the student, just for verification and authentication purposes. So it has to come directly from your prior institution over to us. Generally, that's handled through your office of the registrar or some general administration office. We could definitely work together to try and locate that. If you're having any issues, I'd be happy to sit down and talk with any of you. Now, when you're sending these transcripts, we are able to accept them via email and over mail address. If they do not have the ability to send it over email, although generally most institutions now do so. Typically speaking, once that's sent electronically, we do see a processing time of about 3 to 5 business days before it shows up on your account. If you do receive some sort of notification, either from your institution or from our enrollment processing services team, that they have received documentation, feel free to let us know. We're not always kept in the loop on all those things, but we do try our best to track those documents as they come in. Now, if you've attended any non-US institutions, it's going to be a little bit different. So we work with what's called the National Association of Credential Evaluation Services, or NACES for short, to conduct evaluation reports. This is an association of a multitude of different companies that have been accredited by them, and we utilize them for our evaluation reporting of non-US institution information. So anytime that you're having non-US credit coming in for this program, you will have to get it evaluated for US equivalency. That's going to need to include a few things, which will be a course-by-course analysis along with the US grade equivalent. It has to state your cumulative GPA, and if you had a degree conferred, it must state that along with the date and time that it was conferred at. Now, once that's all said and done, you can send it the same way you would with our normal US transcripts to one of our email addresses or by mailing as well. If you have any questions regarding how that's handled or you need links to connect up to the NACES websites, feel free to let us know. And now the supplemental items. So this is going to populate after the general application portion. What happens here is once you submit the general application, you'll be able to go back in under a separate section called the admissions documents. And this is where you're going to be able to upload some of your items and also do real time tracking on some of the other ones. So things like your personal statement, for one, you're going to be able to upload this directly onto your application. So if you've been having that saved on your actual computer somewhere, you can upload that directly. I do recommend usually if it's a Word document or PDF that works well with our system. We do sometimes issues with uploading with other file types, but for general, we usually don't have too many issues. You're going to be able to track your official transcripts on here. So as they've been sent over to us and are processed, we will mark them received, which should then populate here on your portal system. If it is showing as not received, please do contact us. We can double check in our system. Sometimes there's little hiccups that can occur, such as if you request for a transcript to be sent to the university before you finish the general application, sometimes it does not pair that with your ID because you have to create that application in order to have essentially an ID in our system. So if we get those documents beforehand, they may not be able to pair correctly. We're able to mark them complete on our manual side, but sometimes it doesn't link well. So that's why we want to be in full communication about these things. Now, the other portion to this, if you look on the bottom part, you're going to see what's called recommendation requests. This is where you're going to go ahead and submit a formal letter that you will then send to your intended recommenders. This is an email that's sent out as an automated system through us. So all you actually have to do is then put in the email address of your intended recommender. They'll then get sent that letter with more details on how they're going to submit a letter of recommendation on your behalf. That's going to include filling out a form as well as being then able to upload a separate document. For those, I do definitely recommend that they're Word documents or PDFs. Those ones we definitely do see issues with our system. So if for any reason you don't get the recommendation request email or your recommender is having problems trying to fill it out, contact us. Most of the time, if you can identify or if we get that directly from the recommender and we're able to verify that based on their letterhead and a couple of other bits of information that we received, and we'll go ahead and upload that with the application. So this is our team right over here. You've met Brett McAllister, our director, as well as myself. For anyone that has been in larger contact with the university, they're usually working with Megan Troy, who is our other assistant director and specifically handles our applications with the MS Medicinal Chemistry program. But on our general phone, you're always going to get answered by Andrew right over here on the far right. He is always able to help you with more general questions, but if you need more help specific to the program or the application, anyone else there on the left can help you.
Awesome, Teddy. Thank you very much. Thank you. So while Dr. Reza is trying to get his phone working for him, some more about the actual program itself. It is going to be a degree. The degree itself is 35 credit hours. In about 2 years is the rough estimate we've been given by the department themselves. It offers you a real unique perspective on the program itself. Is actually half taught by our chemistry department, and the other half is actually taught by our pharmacy department here at the university. So the degree performed is going to be offered in person. It does need to have either a thesis or a capstone situation. That in-person classes will be held on our Davie campus here in Fort Lauderdale area, Florida. It's real easy to fly in and out of to get into this location for those who are going to be coming to school here. So the real goal, the ins and outs, is to learn chemistry and pharmacology and life sciences and how these disciplines, really work together. That's why it's really uniquely taught by having it both pharmacy and our chemistry faculty. You'll get a great unique perspective on the program itself. Now, from the curriculum itself, as you can see here, you will have 20 total credits for the core classes themselves. As far as electives go, you'll be able to take 6 different credits in electives, and then your thesis option definitely goes into your research, as well as the potential capstone differentiation, depending on what you would decide to go with. Now, the big thing we do like to make sure we are aware of telling everybody as well is that there are TA options with this position as well, working with research perspectives, as well as potential internships and externships throughout local connections in the area, hopefully with our faculty members working with you as well. So hopefully, if Dr. Reza can get his technology going, he can maybe dive in a little bit more about the program specifics beyond that. But the program, like I said, was created by the 2 colleges, which was Halmos College of Arts and Sciences and the Berry College of Pharmacy as well. And Andy Steverman, excuse me, I apologize for not finishing that off. So medicinal chemistry is, like I said, as I mentioned before, is a 2-year program. It really expands your knowledge of chemical principles, pharmaceuticals, to help identify and solve chemical problems in a research-based area. We have partnership programs between ourselves and, as I mentioned before, Barry and Judy Silverman, College of Pharmacy. Program format, degree is offered as either a thesis or as a capstone. You will have the smaller class sizes. Departmental fund opportunities available for student interested in assistantships, which is obviously really important for our students. The program highlights the department loves to talk about as well is the instruction balances and emphasizes laboratory and classroom experiences. Courses are taught by faculty members who are experts in their fields. As I mentioned before, as the program was created by both the colleges in conjunction, it's just housed primarily at the Halmos College of Arts and Sciences. Yeah, so our graduate tuition and fees base. Now, please do keep in mind all of this information I'm going to go over, briefly at the moment is all on our website as well. It's a direct link to it. We like to make sure that you have as much information as possible. So from the tuition-based standpoint, it is $1,473 per credit hour. There are varying fees throughout the calendar year, and that's going to be up to right around $1,800 for estimated cost of attendance for 2023 and 2024, which would be the next upcoming fiscal year that we have going on right now for our students. So we do also offer a variety of different scholarships and paid positions here at the university. Everything from our Coral Reef Scholarship, Bachelor Scholarships, Graduate Teaching Assistantships, Research Assistantships. All of these are available for application process on the link that we have listed here on our presentation. If you would like that link, if you don't remember it or you don't forget or can't seem to find it later, please, as Teddy mentioned, reach out to any member of my staff. We will happily submit you any information we need, and we can get to you, whether it's the link for the scholarship information, more of that program, some information with the curriculum that we do have as well. We'll send that right over to you as quickly as we are able. And also, yes, please, we have variety of social media that is actually helped run with Miss Megan Troy, who is not with us this evening because she's currently traveling for our recruitment process. We are quite busy in the fall, but please feel free to follow us on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, any of our social medias, because we do post a variety of events like this virtual lecture right here. We also had a virtual open house right now. We had a virtual lecture held back a couple months ago, back earlier in the fall with one of our current faculty members here at the pharmacy. School of Pharmacy teaching in this program as well. So please do connect with us on social media for any future events that we have coming down the pipeline. All right, now we would like to open the floor for any questions that you may have about the admissions process itself, anything we can do here at the university. And as far as questions for any of the potential more of the curriculum-based stuff and some of the faculty questions, if you do have any, please write them in the Q&A session. We will happily, if Teddy and myself cannot answer them, we will pass them along to Dr. Reza, and he will reach back out to you as quickly as he is able to make sure we get you the information you need. Okay, well, it doesn't look like anybody does have any questions, which Obviously, there was a lot of information just put out there. We are recording this, obviously, so we will be passing this along to those of you that could not make it with us this evening, but still want to make sure you have as much information about the medicinal chemistry master's degree as possible. Please feel free to share this with anybody as well. We'll pass along this information, this video, once we get it edited and make sure it's working correctly for our YouTube link, as well as our social media questions. For those that were with us this evening in person, thank you much for being here. I know Dr. Rez unfortunately had some technology issues and wasn't able to join us this evening, but I'm sure he will happily answer any questions that you guys will have at a later date and time. So Teddy, thank you for being here with me this evening as well and helping us keep this going. And those of you guys that are with us in person tonight, thank you very much. And I hope you learned some information about the program tonight, and we'll hopefully be working with you soon down the road as a student. Take care. Hope you have a great evening. Bye-bye.